Welcome to Buddhism and Life, a space where timeless wisdom meets modern living. Here, we explore the teachings of Buddhism and how they offer profound insights into the complexities of our everyday lives. Whether you're seeking peace, personal growth, or a deeper connection to the world around you, you're in the right place. In this channel, we dive deep into the ancient practices and philosophies that have guided millions towards inner peace and balance. From meditation and mindfulness to self-healing and the power of positive thinking, our content provides practical wisdom that you can apply to your own life. Join us as we embark on a journey of discovery, transformation, and enlightenment. We'll explore profound teachings on topics like mental health, self-compassion, and the mind-body connection. You'll find not only ancient wisdom but also modern-day applications that help you live a more harmonious and fulfilling life. We invite you to become part of our growing community. Leave your thoughts, questions, and reflections in the comments below. What resonates with you the most? What are you curious about? Let's create a space where we can share, learn, and grow together. Now, we will go into the main content of the video titled 2. Rule 1. Meditation and Mind-Body Harmony. Meditation is not merely a practice, it is the silent gateway to the soul, where the mind and body meet in a mystical dance of tranquility and awareness. Imagine sitting in complete stillness, the world around you fading into a quiet hum as you gently close your eyes. In this sacred space, you are no longer tethered to the chaos of daily life. The endless rush, the noise, the chatter, everything falls away, and you are left alone, within yourself, breathing deeply and slowly. Buddhist teachings regard meditation as the highest form of practice. It is the path to inner peace, to uncovering the profound connection between mind and body. In these moments of stillness, the mind clears, becoming a vast, calm sea, and the body, previously distracted, begins to feel grounded, connected to the earth. Every breath is a whisper of life itself, filling you with a deep sense of balance and presence. Through mindfulness, you become more than just a passive observer of the world. You engage in the intimate act of awareness, tuning in to the subtle sensations within your body. Your heartbeat beats. Picture a river that flows effortlessly, its waters smooth and serene. Now imagine this river as your mind. Without meditation, the waters are turbulent, chaotic thoughts swirling around, clouding clarity. Meditation is the stilling of these waters. It quiets the rush, bringing calm, creating a reflection of clarity where previously there was distortion. I remember a time when my life felt like a stormy sea. Thoughts raced through my mind constantly, endless to-do lists, worries about the future, regrets about the past. It felt as though my body was being carried away by the current of anxiety. I knew I needed stillness, but I didn't know how to find it. Then, I began meditating. At first, it felt strange, like trying to catch a breeze that was always slipping through my fingers. But gradually, I began to notice a shift. With each breath, I could feel the chaos within me settle. Like a fog lifting from the surface of a lake, I began to experience moments of deep peace, where my mind was no longer fighting against itself, and my body felt anchored. I had tapped into something ancient, something powerful that had always been inside me. A close friend of mine had been struggling with chronic pain for years. Medical treatments helped, but she still felt disconnected from her body. After practicing meditation for a few weeks, she began to feel a profound shift. During her meditation sessions, she would focus on the sensations of her body, the tension in her shoulders, the ache in her back, and instead of resisting them, she gently observed them, letting go of the struggle. Slowly, she began to feel a sense of healing, as though her mind and body were learning to communicate again. She found that the more connected she became to her body through meditation, the more at peace she felt with her pain, allowing it to soften and diminish over time. Lesson: meditation is not just an act, it is a sacred return to balance. It is the practice of gently awakening the mind and body to their natural harmony. By embracing stillness, you open yourself to the deeper currents of life that carry you towards health, peace, and true clarity. When the body and mind are aligned, healing occurs naturally. Rule 2. Power of positive thinking. Within each of us lies a quiet, yet immense power, the power of our thoughts. This power is both invisible and extraordinary, shaping the very reality we experience. In Buddhism, it is said that the mind is the architect of our existence. Our thoughts carve pathways through the fabric of life, determining the course of events. Imagine your thoughts as seeds, planted deep within the soil of your consciousness. Each thought you think is a seed, and like all seeds, it requires nourishment to grow. Positive thoughts are like the rays of sunlight that encourage these seeds to sprout, stretch toward the sky, and bloom into vibrant flowers. Negative thoughts, however, are like a shadow, cast over the garden, hindering the growth of what could be. The energy you give to each thought determines how it will grow into something beautiful or something dark. When we consciously cultivate positivity in our thoughts, we are acting as gardeners of our own minds, sowing the seeds of possibility, peace, and success. Imagine, for a moment, a garden filled with flowers in full bloom, each flower representing a positive, hopeful thought you've nurtured. When you focus on these, they grow stronger, and with time. Now, envision a thought as a tiny spark of light. If you focus on this spark, it begins to grow, lighting up the surrounding darkness. Similarly, positive thinking is a spark that grows, illuminating every corner of your life. It's like walking through a dense forest at night, the path unclear, but with each positive thought you think, you light up the path ahead, one step at a time, guiding you toward your highest potential. I remember a time when I was consumed by fear, especially in moments of great uncertainty. What if I fail? I thought repeatedly. What if this doesn't work out? It felt like I was stuck in an endless loop of negative anticipation. These thoughts were heavy, like stones weighing me down, pulling me further into doubt and fear. The road ahead seemed clouded and uncertain. But one day, I decided to change my approach. I chose to break free from the mental prison I had unknowingly built around myself. I closed my eyes and began to visualize myself succeeding. I could feel the joy of accomplishment in every fiber of my being as though it had already happened. The victory, the relief, the sense of fulfillment, all of it was within my grasp. With each visualization, I repeated affirmations, words that seemed to break the chains of negativity. I am capable. I am worthy. And success is within my reach. The more I repeated these words, the more my mind began to embrace them as truths. Slowly, my energy shifted. The fear, once overwhelming, began to dissipate, replaced by a quiet confidence. In the weeks that followed, I noticed changes. Small successes began to follow, each one a testament to the power of my positive thinking. I no longer feared failure. Instead, I welcomed challenges as opportunities for growth. The more I focused on the light of possibility, the more it grew, guiding me through the unknown. A colleague of mine, who had always doubted her own abilities, was struggling with a major project. She kept telling herself, "This will never work. I'm not good enough." Her mind was clouded by self-doubt, and her performance reflected it. One day, after a long conversation, I suggested she try changing her inner dialogue. I shared with her the power of positive thinking and the impact it could have on her actions. She decided to give it a try. Each day, she set aside time to repeat affirmations like, "I am capable of this. I have the strength to succeed, and I trust myself." At first, it felt foreign, almost like speaking a language she had forgotten. But with time, she began to believe these words. The heaviness lifted from her mind, and she started to approach her work with newfound energy and confidence. To her amazement, the project began to flow more easily, and the results exceeded her expectations. Lesson: the power of positive thinking is not simply a hopeful notion, it is a transformative force. What we think, we become. Just as a seed grows into a plant when nurtured, positive thoughts grow into a vibrant reality. By shifting our focus toward positive possibilities, we illuminate the path before us, transforming challenges into stepping stones and obstacles into opportunities. The mind is a garden. What you plant, you harvest. Make sure you are planting seeds of positivity, for they will shape the world you live in. Rule 3. Self-love and self-care. Self-love is not merely a fleeting moment of indulgence, it is a deep, unwavering connection with the essence of who you are. In Buddhism, it is called metta, or loving kindness, a practice of extending unconditional love to oneself before sharing it with others. Imagine a river of warmth flowing from your heart, gently enveloping your body, mind, and spirit. This warmth is the embodiment of self-love. And, Energy that nurtures you, fills you with light, and fosters inner peace. Without this foundation, it is difficult to extend love outwardly. Self-care, like self-love, is the sacred practice of honoring and nurturing your body, mind, and spirit. It is not a luxury, but a necessity, a way to replenish what life's demands may deplete. Self-care is like tending to a garden. You cannot expect a garden to thrive without regular care. Similarly, you must tend to yourself regularly, nourishing your spirit and body with rest, food, and time. Think of yourself as a delicate flower that needs sunlight. When you are constantly giving to others, the well can run dry. To be truly available for others, we must first replenish ourselves. Like a wellspring that must be fed to flow, your personal energy needs time and attention to regenerate. Through acts of self-love and self-care, you fortify yourself, creating a space of strength and well-being from which you can pour love into the world. I used to believe that self-care was selfish. I thought that to be truly giving, I needed to pour all my energy into helping others, no matter the cost. But there was a moment when I realized I was running on empty. I had neglected my own well-being for so long that I felt drained, disconnected from myself. My mind was cluttered, and my body felt like a vessel carrying too much weight. One evening, feeling utterly exhausted, I decided to stop and listen to what my body was telling me. I took a long bath, surrounded myself with soft lighting, and simply allowed myself to breathe deeply. It was a simple act, but it felt like a moment of rebirth. The tension in my muscles melted away, and a quiet calm enveloped me. In that moment, I understood what it meant to honor myself. It wasn't about grand gestures, it was about slowing down and giving myself permission to rest and recharge. A close friend of mine experienced a similar realization after years of being a caregiver to her family. She had always put their needs before her own, until one day, she felt physically ill, her body's way of signaling that she had neglected her own health. After seeing a doctor and being told to rest, she started incorporating simple self-care rituals into her day, taking walks in nature, journaling her thoughts, and setting aside time to read books she loved. The change was profound. Not only did her health improve, but her ability to care for her loved ones became more compassionate and balanced. She learned that by caring for herself, she could better care for those around her. Lesson: self-love and self-care are not optional, they are essential. Without them, you cannot fully experience the richness of life or extend love to others in a meaningful way. Taking time to nurture yourself is not selfish, it is a necessary practice that allows you to remain grounded, healthy, and capable of giving from a place of abundance. Just as a tree cannot flourish without its roots being well nourished, you cannot thrive without caring for yourself. By embracing self-love, you open the door to a life filled with peace, strength, and the ability to share your love freely with the world. Rule 4. Mindful eating. Eating is more than just a physical act, it is a sacred ritual. An experience that connects us to the earth, to nature, and to the cycle of life itself. Imagine sitting at a table. The plate in front of you a mosaic of colors and textures. The aroma of the food rises gently, as if whispering to you, inviting you to slow down and take in the moment. In the bustling pace of daily life, we often rush through meals, eating mindlessly, detached from the nourishment our food provides. But when we eat mindfully, we enter a space of deep connection with our food, our body, and the present moment. Mindful eating is the practice of paying full attention to what is before us, without distractions, with gratitude and awareness. Each bite is an opportunity to savor, to truly taste, and to appreciate the gift that sustains us. The textures, the flavors, the colors, each element of the meal holds a story. As you chew slowly, you begin to notice the subtleties of the food, the way it nourishes not only your body but also your spirit. In those quiet moments of eating, you connect with the earth, with the farmers who grew the food, with the hands that prepared it. Eating mindfully transforms food from a mere necessity into an act of reverence. As you eat, you become aware of how your body responds to what you consume. Your stomach, your energy levels, your mood, everything is interconnected. Mindful eating helps you listen to your body, teaching you when you are truly hungry and when you've had enough. Restoring balance to your physical being. I remember a time when I would eat in a rush, barely tasting the food as it passed through my lips. Meals were simply something to check off my list during the day. A means of survival rather than an experience to be savored. But over time, I began to feel disconnected from my body and unhealthy. One evening, feeling particularly restless, I decided to try something different. I sat down for dinner without any distractions, no phone, no TV, just me and the meal in front of me. As I took the first bite, I was surprised by the depth of flavor that seemed to awaken in my mouth. I could taste the spices, the sweetness of the vegetables, the earthiness of the grains. I chewed slowly, savoring each bite, and before long, I realized I had never truly tasted my food before. In that moment, eating became a meditation, an offering to my body and soul. My body felt nourished in ways I hadn't experienced before, and my mind was at peace, as though the act of eating had become a prayer. A friend of mine, who had always struggled with overeating, decided to experiment with mindful eating after a conversation we had. She used to eat quickly, unaware of when her body was full, leading to feelings of discomfort. One day, she started paying attention to the textures and flavors of her meals, focusing on how the food made her feel. Slowly, she began to feel a stronger connection to her body. She learned to recognize when she was truly hungry and when she was full, allowing her to stop eating before she overindulged. She described it as though her relationship with food had shifted from a chaotic one to a harmonious one. And the results were profound. She felt lighter, more energized, and more at peace. Lesson: mindful eating teaches us to slow down and appreciate the food that nourishes us. It connects us to our bodies and helps us understand our true needs. By eating mindfully, we can restore balance in our relationship with food, fostering better digestion, healthier choices, and a deeper sense of gratitude for the nourishment we receive. The simple act of being present with our meals can transform not only how we eat, but how we experience life. Rule 5. Healthy routines and habits. Routines are the invisible threads that weave the fabric of our daily lives. They shape how we move through the world, how we spend our time, and how we prioritize our health. Like a river that carves its path over time, our routines define our journey. Imagine waking each day to the gentle rhythm of the world around you, as if the day itself had a heartbeat, a steady pulse that guides you. One moment, one task, one breath at a time. In this rhythm, we find comfort, peace, and strength. When we engage in healthy routines, we align ourselves with the natural flow of life. Picture the sun rising each day, casting light upon the world. It's not the grand gestures that sustain the earth, it is the consistency of the sun's rise, day after day. Similarly, healthy routines don't need to be elaborate, it is the small, consistent actions that nourish us. A morning stretch, a cup of water, a quiet moment of reflection. All these seemingly simple acts have the power to create a foundation of well-being. The power of routine lies in its ability to bring order to the chaos of our minds and lives. It is the simple act of showing up for ourselves, day in and day out, that builds a life of resilience and strength. Just as a plant needs daily sunlight and water to thrive, we need regular habits to nourish our body, mind, and spirit. These habits are like sacred rituals, little offerings we make to ourselves each day, ensuring that we remain balanced, healthy, and present in our lives. When I first realized how important routines were, I was living in a state of constant flux. I would jump from task to task, never fully grounded, my energy scattered in 1,000 directions. There was no rhythm to my day, and I felt like I was barely keeping up. One day, feeling completely drained, I decided to implement small changes. I started with something simple, an early morning stretch before getting out of bed. At first, it felt strange, but as the days passed, I noticed how my body responded to this gentle movement. It felt like my muscles were waking up, ready to meet the day with a renewed sense of strength. As time went on, I began adding more habits: a glass of water before breakfast, a quiet meditation session in the morning, and a short walk after lunch. These small actions, repeated consistently, began to form a routine that anchored me. My energy levels improved, and I felt more connected to myself. I was no longer rushing from one task to the next. Instead, I was moving through my day with intention, knowing that each small act of care was a step toward a healthier, more balanced life. A close friend of mine had always struggled with maintaining any form of routine. She would try to fit exercise into her schedule, but it never lasted. One day, after a conversation about the power of consistency, she decided to start small. She committed to a 10-minute walk every morning, just to get her body moving. Over time, those 10 minutes turned into 30. And soon enough, she had incorporated regular workouts into her routine. More than the physical benefits, she found that her mental clarity improved. She began to feel more centered, more in control of her day. What started as a small, manageable habit blossomed into a profound transformation in her health and energy. Lesson: healthy routines are not about perfection, they are about consistency. The small, deliberate actions we take each day have the power to shape our lives, creating a foundation of strength, health, and balance. By committing to simple, daily habits, we can build a life of wellness that aligns with our values and aspirations. Just as the sun rises each day without fail, we too can rise with purpose, day after day, cultivating habits that nourish our body, mind, and spirit. Rule 6. Embracing nature for healing. Nature, with its infinite beauty and wisdom, holds the keys to profound healing. Imagine standing in a forest, surrounded by towering trees, their leaves whispering in the wind. The earth beneath your feet feels alive, pulsing with ancient energy. The air is thick with the scent of pine and fresh earth, grounding you, connecting you to something far older and more enduring than human life. This is the essence of nature's power, its ability to restore balance and provide clarity when we step away from the noise of our daily lives. Spending time in nature is like stepping into a living temple. It offers us a space to quiet our minds and open our hearts. The rhythm of the natural world, the rustling of the leaves, the song of the birds, the flow of water, resonates deeply within us. Nature has a unique way of bringing us into harmony with our surroundings, inviting us to return to a state of equilibrium. This harmony is not simply physical, it is spiritual, emotional, and mental. When we allow ourselves to slow down and embrace the stillness of nature, we reconnect with the deep currents of life, with the wisdom that resides in every rock, every tree, every blade of grass. In Buddhism, nature is seen as a reflection of the impermanence of life. Just as the seasons change, so too do we. Nature teaches us to be present, to observe without judgment, and to accept the flow of life. The stillness of the forest or the vastness of the ocean reminds us that healing often happens not through effort or force, but through surrender and presence. It is in the quiet moments of nature that we find the space to heal, to renew, and to awaken. I recall a time when the weight of the world felt unbearable. The noise of daily life, the demands, the constant busyness, everything seemed too much. I felt disconnected, as if my energy was being pulled in 1,000 directions. In search of peace, I decided to visit a nearby mountain. As I walked along the winding trails, the air became fresher, and with each step, the weight I carried seemed to lift. Bit by bit, the towering trees stood like silent sentinels, their branches swaying gently in the breeze. I found a quiet spot near a stream, and there, surrounded by the sound of water flowing over rocks, I sat in stillness. The longer I sat, the more I felt the earth beneath me. It was as though the very soil was breathing with me. With each inhale, I felt my mind settle. With each exhale, I released the tension that had been building in my body. Time seemed to slow, and in that moment, I realized that I had been rushing through life, forgetting to simply be. The forest, with its quiet presence, reminded me of the healing power of stillness. By allowing myself to be present, I was able to release the burdens I had carried and reconnect with the peaceful rhythm of life. A close friend of mine, during a particularly challenging time in her life, felt lost and disconnected. After some encouragement, she decided to spend time near the ocean, a place that had always brought her comfort. The vastness of the sea, the endless horizon stretching out before her, felt like a reminder of life's expansive possibilities. Each wave that lapped against the shore seemed to wash away her worries. And with every breath of salty air, she felt a little lighter, a little more whole. The ocean became her healer, offering solace in its vastness and peace in its rhythm. Lesson: nature has the innate ability to heal and restore us. By simply being present in nature, we allow ourselves to reconnect with the earth's rhythms, to slow down and listen to the wisdom it offers. Healing occurs when we step away from the noise of our lives and embrace the stillness that nature provides. In the presence of trees, mountains, and oceans, we remember that we are not separate from the world around us, but part of a greater whole. Embrace nature's healing power, and allow it to guide you back to balance, peace, and clarity. Rule 7. Simplifying for wellness. In the modern world, we are constantly surrounded by noise, whether it's the blare of traffic, the ceaseless buzz of social media, or the endless demands of work and family life. Our minds are cluttered, our physical space is overrun with things we don't truly need, and our schedules filled with tasks that no longer bring us joy or purpose. It's as though we are drowning in a sea of distractions, struggling to keep afloat while the waves of obligation and expectation rise higher. This chaos is not just external. It seeps into our very being, clouding our thoughts, exhausting our energy, and draining our spirit. Buddhist teachings offer a sanctuary from this overwhelming rush, a pathway toward simplicity. The teachings remind us that life's true essence is not found in the clutter of material possessions or the busyness of our schedules, but in the stillness we create when we let go of what no longer serves us. Simplifying is not about depriving ourselves or living in a state of scarcity. It is not about abandoning everything that brings us comfort or joy. Rather, simplification is the process of shedding the excess, whether physical, mental, or emotional, that weighs us down. It's about making room for what is truly important, what nourishes the soul and sustains our well-being. Think of it as clearing away the weeds from a garden, allowing the flowers to grow unhindered by the thorns of distraction. Imagine standing in the middle of a vast field, the wind gently brushing against your skin, the earth beneath your feet steady and solid. The air is clear, the horizon wide. The simplicity of this scene speaks volumes. It offers clarity, peace, and a sense of connectedness. Just as nature thrives when it is allowed space to breathe, so too do we flourish when we simplify our lives. Simplification invites a return to balance, offering us the mental clarity and emotional space to reflect, to grow, and to connect with our deeper selves. In a world flooded with excess, whether through consumerism, constant notifications, or an endless stream of obligations, simplifying our lives can feel like an act of rebellion. It is a conscious choice to step away from the noise, to stop running in circles, and instead to focus on what truly matters. By creating space in our lives, we open the door to inner peace, mindful presence, and personal growth. Through simplicity, we hear our inner voice more clearly, rediscover our authentic desires, and align our actions with our values. Several years ago, I found myself suffocating under the weight of my possessions, my commitments, and my scattered thoughts. My closet was bursting with clothes I never wore, reminders of past decisions and fleeting trends. My calendar was filled with meetings and social obligations, many of which I had no true passion for. I spent more time rushing from one task to another, never fully present, always thinking ahead, always overwhelmed. One day, feeling mentally drained, I decided to pause and take a hard look at my life. I began by simplifying my environment. I cleared out my closet, donating clothes I hadn't worn in years. The process was cathartic. Each item I let go of felt like a release, an entangling of the knots that had kept me confined. Slowly, I started to extend this practice to other areas of my life. I let go of tasks that no longer aligned with my values and began focusing on activities that brought me joy. My calendar became less cluttered, and I filled the space with time for reflection, creativity, and spending moments with those I truly cared about. The difference was astounding. My physical environment felt lighter and more open, and my mind followed suit. I noticed that my stress levels dropped, and I became more attuned to what truly brought me peace and fulfillment. My interactions with others became more meaningful, and my time alone felt like a precious gift. In those quiet moments, I rediscovered who I was, outside of the noise and distractions that had once dominated my life. A friend of mine had a similar experience. She had always been driven, constantly juggling multiple projects, social events, and responsibilities. However, over time, she found herself feeling burnt out, disconnected from her passions, and overwhelmed by the constant pressure to be busy. One day, after realizing that her routine was unsustainable, she decided to simplify. She cut back on unnecessary meetings and overscheduling, focused on prioritizing her well-being, and began saying no to obligations that didn't align with her values. Slowly, her life began to shift. She now spends more time on activities she loves, painting, hiking, and spending quiet moments in nature. These practices have not only brought her greater peace but have also helped her reconnect with her inner creativity. She has since shared that simplifying her life allowed her to cultivate a deeper sense of fulfillment, reminding her that true success is not measured by how busy we are, but by how present we are in the moments that matter most. Lesson: simplifying our lives is a powerful practice for cultivating well-being. By shedding the unnecessary, whether in our surroundings, schedules, or mental clutter, we make space for what truly nourishes us. Simplicity brings clarity, allowing us to reconnect with our true selves and align our actions with our deepest values. Through this process, we find that peace is not something to be chased or attained, but something that emerges naturally when we create space for it. The quieter our lives, the louder our hearts speak. Rule 8. Harnessing the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is an enigmatic realm, an invisible yet immensely powerful force that silently governs our thoughts, actions, and perceptions. It is like a fertile garden, untouched by time, where seeds of every thought, belief, and emotion are planted. What you sow in this hidden soil determines what grows and manifests in your life. The garden does not discriminate, it simply cultivates what is given to it. If you plant seeds of negativity and fear, your life will bear the fruits of doubt, anxiety, and limitation. But if you plant seeds of positivity, self-love, and compassion, you will witness a profound transformation, one that aligns your outer world with your inner desires. Imagine this. You stand in front of an ancient, boundless forest, its roots deep within the earth, reaching into the unseen. Your subconscious mind is like this forest, with each thought a tree, each belief a root spreading beneath the surface. When you introduce new, empowering beliefs, through practices like meditation, affirmations, and visualization, you plant new seeds. These seeds, nurtured over time, take root, grow, and eventually manifest as powerful, positive changes in your life. The more you water these seeds with intention and attention, the stronger they become, and your subconscious mind reshapes itself, turning negative patterns into pathways of success, peace, and self-empowerment. Meditation serves as a gentle, yet profound tool to connect with the subconscious. It's like diving into a deep, still lake, where the surface of the water is your conscious mind, busy and rippling with distractions. But beneath the surface lies the still depth of your subconscious, where all your fears, hopes, and dormant beliefs are stored. In this space, you can begin to explore these hidden aspects, planting seeds of love and courage that will eventually grow and transform your perception of reality. Through the focused attention of meditation, you can reprogram the subconscious, slowly altering the very fabric of your beliefs, perceptions, and experiences. Affirmations, too, are powerful tools. They are like whispered incantations, seeds of light and positivity that are planted with every word. Repeated daily, they begin to take root in your subconscious mind, slowly eroding the old, negative beliefs you've carried for years. Visualizations, on the other hand, are the visions you send into the future, painting a picture of success, peace, or fulfillment. These vivid images, when coupled with positive emotions, feed the subconscious mind, which then works to bring these visions to life, as if they were already true. I had always struggled with self-doubt, especially in the realm of my career. Every new opportunity was accompanied by a flood of negative thoughts. I'm not good enough. I'll never succeed. What if I fail? These thoughts had deep roots in my subconscious, beliefs that had been planted long ago. It wasn't until I discovered the power of subconscious reprogramming that I realized I had the ability to change this inner narrative. I began practicing daily affirmations, simple statements like, I am capable, I am worthy of success, and every challenge is an opportunity for growth. At first, it felt like I was speaking to an empty room. But as I persisted, something shifted. It was as though I was rewiring my mind, gently replacing the old, destructive beliefs with new, empowering ones. I also began to visualize myself succeeding, seeing myself confidently tackling challenges, speaking with ease, and achieving my goals. Each day, I painted a vivid picture of my future success in my mind. And slowly, my external reality began to shift. A close friend of mine had a deep fear of public speaking. The mere thought of addressing a group would send her into a spiral of anxiety. This fear held her back in her career, preventing her from seizing opportunities that required presentation skills. After speaking with me about the power of subconscious reprogramming, she decided to try something different. She began incorporating affirmations into her daily routine. I am confident and composed when speaking, and I share my ideas with ease and clarity. Additionally, she started using guided visualizations, imagining herself confidently speaking in front of a crowd, feeling calm and in control. With time, she noticed a gradual shift. The anxiety that once paralyzed her before presentations lessened, and she felt an increasing sense of empowerment. Eventually, her fear dissipated entirely, and she became known for her strong and confident speaking presence, landing promotions and opportunities she had once believed were out of her reach. Lesson: the subconscious mind is an incredibly powerful tool, capable of shaping our reality. By harnessing the power of meditation, affirmations, and visualization, we can plant seeds of positivity, transforming our beliefs and experiences. The key is consistency, planting new thoughts day after day, nurturing them with intention and care. As these seeds grow, they take root in the subconscious, reshaping old patterns and creating new, empowering beliefs. With time, you will see your inner world align with your desires, and the outer world will follow suit, revealing the powerful transformation that occurs when you choose to consciously reprogram your subconscious mind. Rule 9. Limitations and opportunities in modern medicine. Modern medicine is a marvel of human ingenuity, capable of saving lives and treating acute conditions with precision and expertise. When faced with emergencies, infections, or complex surgeries, modern medicine steps in like a shield, providing solutions that were once thought impossible. Yet, despite its incredible capabilities, there is a quiet limitation inherent in its approach. Modern medicine tends to focus on alleviating symptoms rather than addressing the root causes of illness. It is like treating the surface of a wound without examining the deeper injury beneath it. Imagine a tree, its branches drooping and leaves wilting. Modern medicine acts as the gardener who tends to the immediate signs of distress, watering the leaves, pruning the branches. However, the root of the tree, deep underground, is often left unexamined. If the roots remain unhealthy, no amount of care given to the branches will result in true healing. Similarly, while medicine may heal the body's immediate symptoms, it doesn't always heal the mind or spirit, which are equally crucial to overall well-being. To fully heal, a more integrated approach is needed, one that brings together the strengths of modern medicine and the age-old practices of mindfulness, meditation, and holistic healing. Meditation, for example, can calm the mind, reduce stress, and bring emotional balance, which in turn supports the body's natural ability to heal. Holistic healing practices, such as acupuncture, herbal treatments, and yoga, work in harmony with the body's systems, nourishing not just the body but also the spirit. When modern medicine is complemented by these practices, it forms a more comprehensive and balanced approach to health, one that nurtures the whole being, not just the physical form. It's like tending to the roots, leaves, and branches simultaneously, ensuring that the entire tree thrives in a state of harmony and health. I recall a deeply personal experience with a family member who was diagnosed with a life-threatening illness. They followed their doctor's advice and underwent conventional medical treatments, including chemotherapy and surgery. The doctors focused on eliminating the tumor and treating the physical symptoms with all their medical expertise. Yet, despite the progress in their physical health, there was a profound emotional and spiritual toll. The weight of the illness, the fear of the unknown, and the exhaustion from the treatments created an internal storm that affected their well-being in ways that medicine alone could not address. In addition to their medical treatment, they turned to Buddhist practices to help cope with the emotional and spiritual aspects of their illness. They began practicing mindfulness meditation, focusing on the breath and cultivating a peaceful mind despite the turmoil their body was experiencing. Every morning, they recited chants, not only to connect with their spirituality but to invoke a sense of calm, resilience, and acceptance. Slowly, The combination of medical treatments and these practices began to work in tandem. The mindfulness practices allowed them to stay present with their condition, reducing the anxiety and fear that often accompanied their illness. It provided a sense of acceptance, an understanding that their body and mind were intertwined in this healing process. The chanting brought them peace, a sense of connection to something larger than themselves, and a deep well of inner strength. With each passing day, their resilience grew, and they found peace in ways that medical treatments alone could never provide. Lesson: modern medicine is undeniably essential in managing physical illness, but it is equally important to nurture the mind and spirit during the healing process. A holistic approach, one that integrates medical treatments with practices such as mindfulness, meditation, and spirituality, can provide a more complete and effective path to healing. True wellness is achieved not only when the body is healed but when the mind and spirit are allowed to heal as well. Just as a tree requires attention to both its roots and branches to thrive, we must tend to all aspects of our being, body, mind, and spirit, to experience lasting health and well-being. Rule 10. Empowerment through self-healing. Self-healing is the ancient and mystical practice of reconnecting with our own power, the quiet, profound ability we hold to restore balance within ourselves. Imagine, for a moment, standing in the middle of a vast, still lake. The surface of the water is perfectly calm, reflecting the sky above. Beneath the surface, unseen forces are constantly at work, maintaining harmony, ensuring the water flows without obstruction. This is the essence of self-healing, the ability to restore balance within ourselves when we are in tune with the deeper currents of our being. In Buddhism, the belief that we are our own best healers is central. The teachings remind us that healing does not solely rely on external sources, whether they be doctors, treatments, or medications. While these are important, true healing arises from within. It is about cultivating a deep awareness of our mind-body connection, understanding that our emotions, thoughts, and physical states are intertwined. When we learn to listen to our bodies and minds, we unlock the power to heal ourselves. Self-healing is not about ignoring pain or discomfort. It is about embracing and understanding it. When we are present with our experiences, whether physical pain, emotional wounds, or mental stress, we can begin to recognize the deeper messages they carry. Pain is often a signal that something needs to be addressed, and healing begins when we take responsibility for our well-being. By embracing practices such as meditation, mindful eating, self-compassion, and breathing exercises, we activate the body's natural ability to heal. Through these practices, we restore balance, renew energy, and reclaim our vitality. The power of self-healing is in its subtlety. It's not always dramatic or immediate, but with consistent practice, we begin to notice shifts. Like a plant that grows in the silence of the night, healing occurs quietly within us. The first step is awareness, becoming attuned to our bodies, paying attention to their signals, and responding with care and love. Once we embrace the idea that we are our own healers, we open the door to endless possibilities for wellness. I had a personal encounter with the power of self-healing during a particularly challenging time in my life. I found myself overwhelmed with stress, mentally foggy, physically exhausted, and emotionally drained. The demands of work, family, and life in general had taken their toll on me. I was caught in a cycle of constant doing, never taking a moment to rest or reflect. I felt disconnected from myself and struggled to find balance. It wasn't until I recognized that I had the power to heal myself, to reconnect with my own inner wisdom, that things began to shift. I started by incorporating mindfulness into my daily routine. In the quiet moments of each day, I would focus on my breath, allowing myself to simply be present without judgment. I listened to my body's signals, acknowledging when I needed rest, when I was hungry, and when I needed to move. I began eating more mindfully, nourishing my body with whole, healthy foods that provided energy and clarity. Through deep breathing exercises, I learned to calm my mind, allowing the stress to dissipate, and creating space for healing. One of the most profound lessons came when I learned to simply sit with discomfort, whether it was emotional or physical. Instead of running away from it or pushing it aside, I allowed myself to feel it. I observed how my body responded, how my mind reacted, and from that space of awareness, I began to make conscious choices to care for myself. whether it was taking a walk in nature, journaling my thoughts, or spending time in silence. Through this journey, I witnessed my own transformation. My energy levels began to rise, my stress diminished, and my mind became clearer. I realized that healing is not about rushing to get better, it's about allowing ourselves the time and space to restore. To heal slowly and gently, in harmony with our bodies and minds. One of my mentors, too, demonstrated the power of self-healing. After undergoing a major surgery, they were initially focused solely on following medical treatments and medications. However, as the recovery process unfolded, they realized that they also needed to address their emotional and mental health. They began practicing mindfulness meditation, focusing on each breath to center their thoughts and calm their nerves. Journaling became another powerful tool, allowing them to express their fears, hopes, and frustrations, which in turn provided emotional relief. Slowly but surely, these practices complemented the medical treatments, reducing pain and accelerating recovery. Their journey was a testament to the power of integrating mind, body, and spirit in the healing process. Lesson: self-healing is a profound practice of taking ownership of our well-being. It is about reconnecting with our innate ability to heal, listening to our bodies, and tending to our emotional and mental health with care and compassion. Through mindfulness, self-compassion, and conscious action, we can restore balance and vitality, creating lasting health and happiness. The journey of self-healing is not always immediate or visible, but it is powerful. When we embrace our inner power and align our mind, body, and spirit, we unlock the transformative potential of true wellness. Healing, in its most profound form, begins with us, and the 10 rules you need to follow for your life have been expressed by us through stories and lessons based on the philosophy of Buddhism in daily life. Thank you for joining us on this enlightening journey here at Buddhism and Life. We hope the insights shared today have sparked new perspectives and inspired you to explore the deeper aspects of your own life. The wisdom of Buddhism offers profound teachings that can guide us through life's challenges, helping us create a life of balance, peace, and self-awareness. As you continue on your own path of discovery, we'd love to hear from you. What part of today's content resonated with you the most? How are you integrating mindfulness or Buddhist practices into your daily routine? We believe that every journey is unique, and your experiences can inspire and help others. Please leave a comment below and share your thoughts or questions. Let's build a community of seekers, where we can exchange wisdom, grow together, and support each other. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for more content that will help you deepen your understanding of Buddhism and enhance your well-being. This is just the beginning, and we can't wait to continue this transformative journey with you. Thank you once again for being a part of Buddhism and Life. We look forward